One of my favorite game series back in the PS3 days used to be Assassin's Creed, and I used to love replaying the games at least twice or thrice a year. I don't know why, but something always seemed special about them. Maybe it was the parkour, or that easy yet satisfying combat, or maybe it was just a good old revenge story. Well, all I knew was that I was craving for some good old Assassin's Creed, and since I had to replay the games, then I might as well get the platinum while I was at it. I knew most of the trophies were going to be super easy and story specific, but still went to the trusty trophy guide page to check M trophies. Well folks, this game has a total of 51 trophies, of which there are 34 bronze, 15 silver, 1 gold, and that shining platinum. Everything looked super clear, so we jump into the game right away. The game starts with a flashback of what happened in the first game, explaining who Desmond and Altair are and what Animus is. We are freed by Lucy, who's kind of covered in blood, and asks us politely to get into the Animus where something marvelous happens.
Sì, brava!
Our favorite Italian is Spawn, and we basically get a trophy to celebrate this. We quickly exit the Animus and fight our way out of the Abstergo building, getting another easy trophy. Turns out that Lucy is an assassin and takes us to a hideout where we meet two more modern day assassins, Sean and Rebecca. We join up their gang and agree to jump back into the Animus to help them continue the search for the piece of Eden. Getting back into the Animus earns us another easy story trophy. We jump into the memories of young Ezio Auditore da Firenze, who's living the best of his teenage years, fighting, stealing, climbing rooftops, and of course, having some fun.
Should have known.
May I come in?
Fine, but only for a minute.
A minute is all I need.
Indeed.
Well, wait, that came out wrong.
We are introduced to Ezio's family and are asked by them to run some errands. We get this random trophy right away for sprinting over 100 meters. My usual go-to style while playing most Ubisoft games is to complete as many side bullshit as possible before progressing with the main storyline. And I was doing just that when I got High Dive for performing a leap of faith from the top of this specific building. We also get Steal Home for winning a race against a thief, and Macho Man for running a beat-em-up errand for a lady. While running different errands for our father, we figure out that the situation is fishy and something big is gonna happen soon. Returning back to our house, we find out that our father and brothers have been arrested by the city guards and we are wanted as well. We climb the city prison to have a quick word with our padre, who asks us to find a hidden room in his office where we can find a letter which he wants us to deliver to Messer Uberto, who we saw earlier with our father. We go back to our home and find the room thanks to our eagle vision and finally get changed into them classic assassin robes. We are a fugitive and all the city guards around the town attack us on sight. We deliver the letter to Messer Uberto, who guarantees the safety of our folks thanks to the message enclosed. We go to the hearing the next day where that snake bastard betrays our family and sentences them to death. We see our folks get killed and have to basically escape the area to save our neck, which finishes this memory sequence and earns us a story trophy. Sometime later we meet Annetta, our maid, who's keeping our sister and mother safe somewhere around the town. We go to this safe location and near it we see a symbol which looks like a code which can be decrypted. Well folks, these are the glyphs which when scanned open a mini puzzle of sorts, which when solved unlocks a short video of the truth which was left behind by our predecessor Clay. There are a total of 20 glyphs that we need to solve in order to reveal the truth and also gain a trophy. Scanning and solving the first glyph gets us 2 easy trophies. Also, while we were in this area, we wasted no time in climbing the nearest tower and synchronizing the environment, which gets us I like the view for synchronizing with 10 viewpoints. We finally go to this safe location where Annetta has kept our mother and sister, which turns out to be a brothel. We meet Paola, the master of this fine establishment. While we are thirsty for some blood, Paola speaks reason and teaches us some techniques she uses in her day-to-day life with her customers. We learn to blend in with a group of people and steal some coins. She also gives us our dad's broken hidden blade and asks us to visit an old friend, the man who painted Mona Lisa. We go to Messer Da Vinci, who takes his sweet time but fixes our blade, and we finally unlock the classic hidden weapon which can one-shot everyone. Paola agrees that it's time indeed that we had a word with Uberto, and we are off. Since Ezio is not a trained assassin and all, he puts up a great show in front of everyone, slaughtering Uberto and announcing that
The Auditori are not dead! I'm still here! Me! Ezio! Ezio Auditore!
we have gotten our revenge and finally meet up with our mom and sister, who are stunned by the news of our father and brothers being dead. We plan to take them to Monteriggioni, where our uncle Mario is based. Leaving Firenze with them finishes the sequence and gets us another story trophy. Just as we are about to reach the destination, we are stopped by our old friend and we got to defend ourselves and our family. Luckily, we are saved by this man who's none other than
It's a me, Mario! Uncle Mario,
Mario welcomes us to Villa Auditore and explains who he is, who our father was, and gives us some basic training in sword combat. Time passes and Ezio's now the greatest swordsman who just wants to leave Monteriggioni and take his family to Spain. Mario's hella disappointed and leaves. We figure that Vieri has been constantly harassing Mario while he's been protecting us, and Mario has gone to fight off against him. Since we don't want to lose our uncle like our dad and brothers, we ride to San Gimignano to join him. We meet our uncle and come up with a plan to kill that snake. There's an all-out war going between Vieri's men and Mario while we sneak up to the top and not so sneakily take out Vieri.
Pezzo di merda! Vorrei solo che avesse sofferto di più! Hai avuto la fine che meritavi! Spero che brutto!
Uncle is happy and we're all sold on the Assassin Templar fantasy. We are introduced to codex pages which were written by the OGest assassin of all time, Altair. Those pages basically have a message which we need to decode. Our father decoded the pages which Mario has in his study, but luckily we got Leonardo now who can decode them for us as well. We need to find a few of these pages around the town and the sequence comes to an end, earning another trophy. We are introduced to some new activities around the villa in the form of renovation where we can invest in repairing the villa, and any new purchase made in the shop contributes to boosting the overall value of the villa. The higher the overall value, the higher the cut we get from the chest in the villa. Making the first renovation upgrade unlocks Handyman. We will definitely be looking more into this as it's required for one of the trophies in the game. We are also brought to the secret basement area where we see the old assassin statues and the armor of Altair, which can be unlocked using 6 keys that are of course hidden somewhere in Italy, which we'll obviously need to find in order to get some trophies and that beautiful black armor. We are back in Florence to take out our next target and also visit our old friend Leonardo. But before visiting him, we catch this random Borgia courier guy getting mailman. We meet Leonardo who deciphers some codex for us and we gain some new assassination techniques and another hidden blade. He also tells us the location of La Volpe, who's the leader of the Thieves Guild in Florence. Well, La Volpe finds us instead and tells us about the Templar meeting which is taking place inside a church, and also tells us about these secret catacombs which can lead us inside the church. We eavesdrop on the Templar meeting where Francesco the Pazzi and his allies are planning to kill Lorenzo the Medici, who's a big political figure in the Florentine government. To our luck, we also find one of the hidden keys which is required to unlock the Altair armor in this catacomb, and we unlock another trophy. We meet up with La Volpe and devise a strategy to stop this assassination. We also find another assassin tomb in Firenze and completing it gets us another trophy. The following day, the Pazzis attack the Medicis and Lorenzo's brother dies. We help Lorenzo survive the attack and guide him back to his safe house. The city is at war and we need to stop Francesco from taking over. We chase him down and take him out in quite a brutal fashion. Honestly, this is one of my favorite assassinations in all the Assassin's Creed games. I love how Jacobo's giving this speech and Medici's men hang Francesco from the top of the prison while we are watching from the shadows. Damn, I get chills every time I watch this cutscene. Anyway, the sequence finishes here and we get another easy trophy. Lorenzo and Ezio become friends and he gives us some more names of the Templars involved in the conspiracy. One of the best things about Assassin's Creed 2 is these mini target cutscenes where Sean, our historian, narrates the backstory of the target and how they joined the order. I really like that they brought this back a bit in AC Mirage. We also unlock these target assassination contracts, which are a good way of making some quick Florence. Completing our first contract gets us Assassin for Hire. We need to leave Florence for our next targets. So before moving, we go to bid farewell to Leonardo, who deciphers some more codex for us and also gives us a poison blade, which is a great way of taking out a target without making a scene. Back in Monteriggioni, we meet up with
It's a me, Mario!
who tells us about the location of our next targets and offers us some more training. We learn some more moves like dodging and disarming. We meet up with Mario's associates one by one across San Gimignano countryside. We also find another assassin tomb around the area, so I definitely had to pay it a visit, getting I can see your horse from here. While fighting a couple of targets, we unlock No Hitter for killing 10 enemies in a row without being hit. I was also making sure to upgrade the villa on the side as I was making more money, and also trying to collect as many codex pages and scan as many glyphs as possible to avoid that in-game grind. There's also another type of collectible in this game, but more on that later. For now, we focus on getting our next trophy, which was Man of the People for throwing around 300 florins on the ground. I'm sure you must be thinking, whoa, Ezio be rich. Well, you're wrong, as all this extra money came directly from the pockets of the people we picked, which also unlocked Kleptomaniac. In order to get the trophy Red Light Man, we need to spend about 5,000 florins on, ladies, so I was making sure to hire as many of them as possible. We had a small conflict with some guards and we ended up killing them all. The streets were looking bloody with bodies laying around, so we started picking them up and throwing them in a haystack, which unlocked street cleaner. Up next, we get Doctor for air assassinating a poisoned guard, and Mr. Sandman for stunning 4 guards at once by throwing sand at them. This one really took a good number of tries to get. I brought them to this closed alley, which finally did the trick. Anyway, after that trophy grind out of the way, let's jump back into the story mode again. Jacobo's the only one left on our list, and he's attending this Templar meeting where he gets backstabbed by his own allies. We see some new faces and more names for our list and finish off Jacobo, completing the sequence and getting another trophy. Another small collection related trophy in this game is for these statues which can be found around the villa that were quite easy to spot. Collecting them all unlocks Mythmaker. One thing which I just discovered on this playthrough was the sweeping attack with the long weapon, and I also discovered that we can throw multiple knives which can also be unlocked by talking to Mario's mercenaries. I never knew about this before and always thought that it was only included Brotherhood onwards. Our next destination is Venezia, where the Templar Order is growing and we must eradicate them all. We meet up with Leonardo around the countryside, who's also moving to Venice for a project. We have some guards chase our cart around, but we take care of them. Before hopping on board the ship to Venice, we decide to take care of some side stuff and trophies. We dye our outfit in Tuscany colors, getting perfect harmony, and also complete another tomb, unlocking prison escape. Up next, we use our new sweeping ability to knock out 5 guards at once, getting the title of Sweeper. Back in the main story, we help Caterina Sforza, the renowned
She-whore of Forli.
Countess of Forli, who gets us a pass to board the ship, and we are off to Venice, finishing this sequence and getting another story trophy. Since Lucy and the gang didn't want to burn us out, they take Desmond out of the Animus, where we can practice some moves we picked up from Ezio thanks to the new Animus. We doze off in the dream sequence where we see Altair making out with the ex-Templar Maria and wake up the following day. Comment below if you know one Ubisoft game which doesn't have a dream or drugged sequence. Jumping back into the Animus unlocks another trophy. We are in the gorgeous city of Venezia, which is literally one of the best maps designed by Ubisoft. It's amazing seeing all the different landmarks and traversing across the narrow alleyways and rooftops. We make some purchases in the art merchant shop, getting art connoisseur for buying paintings in both Venice and Florence. We also finally unlock Red Light Man for spending them 5,000 coins on the courtesans. Our next target's Emilio Barbarigo, and in order to take him out, we need to plan out our moves carefully. While looking for new opportunities, we see a gang of thieves attempting some sort of attack but fail. The injured thief knows who we are and asks us for help. We obviously cannot say no to a damsel in distress, and we save her neck from the guards. We meet Antonio, the leader of the Thieves Guild in Venice, who already knows who we are and asks for our help to take out Emilio. We learn a new parkour move to climb Emilio's palazzo and take out some archers to make our plan work. Everything goes according to plan and we take out Emilio and Antonio takes over. The sequence comes to an end and we get another story trophy. Up next, we go through another assassin tomb, getting Hollowed by Thy Name, and also get Podesta of Monteriggioni for upping the value of the property by 80%. The Templars are planning a new scheme to take out the Doge and we must stop them. However, a new problem arises since the palace is heavily guarded and also isn't very climbable. Here comes Leonardo to our rescue. He builds a flying machine which can glide across the rooftops to take us over the palace from where we can break in. I love this mission as it reminds me of that amazing E3 demo where they first showcased the sequence. I think the demo level had Carlo already replacing the Doge and the carnival fires acting as the fire to make us glide across the rooftops. Honestly, I wish I could play that demo build as it had a cool slow motion animation with the air assassinations. Anyway, while gliding, we kick a guard, earning an easy trophy and make it to the palazzo where we see that Carlo has already poisoned the Doge. By taking him out, we become the most wanted man in Venice, and finishing the sequence gets us another story trophy. The last mission was a big fail and Ezio's sad, but not to worry, it's Carnevale. Leonardo fashions us a new hidden pistol and gives us a mask so that we can easily roam around the streets. We finally unlock the last tomb needed for the Altair armor, and completing this tomb gets us another trophy. We find Antonio in a brothel having the time of his life and seek his guidance and help in taking out the new Templar Doge. Sister Teodora, the leader of the brothel, comes up with a strategy to take out the Doge, who will be attending the carnival party. party. But to implement this plan, we need a golden mask, which is like a pass to the event. There's a small series of contests to win a mask, and we win all of them, not getting the mask at the end. Instead, we just do what we are best at and steal the mask. We blend in the party and take out the Doge with our hand cannon, finishing the sequence and getting another trophy. We also unlock Victory Lies in preparation for getting all upgrades for Ezio. We meet with the soon-to-be new Doge of Venice and Antonio, who gave us our next target, Silvio Barbarigo. In order to take him out, we must get help from the mercenary organization in Venice who work under Bartolomeo del Viano. We free him and help him get his shit back together. This sequence ends up with us killing Silvio and earning another trophy. 10 years have passed since the start of the story, and Ezio feels sad for still not understanding the true motives of the Templars. We find out about this artifact shipped recently which is of importance to the Templars and decide to follow that lead. One thing leads to another and we get caught fighting Rodrigo Borgia, the head of the Templar organization, and are saved in the nick of time by our uncle and all the thieves, mercenaries and courtesans who helped us throughout our journey. Turns out that they were mentoring us all this time and we are finally initiated into the Brotherhood. We take our vows and perform a leap of faith, ending the sequence and getting that trophy. Honestly, it's because of moments like these that I fell in love with the older titles, which the new games just don't have. Before moving forward with the compulsory DLC sequence, we decided to get the most grandiose trophy of this game, which is In Memory of Petruchio, which requires us to collect 100 feathers across the world only to make our mother talk to us and get the infamous auditory cape, which basically sets our notoriety to max. Well, there's another trophy for wearing this cape in every town, showing our true colors. After completing the extra DLC content, Ezio has grown a beard and we have to go to Roma to kill our final target, Rodrigo Borgia, who recently became the Pope. I love this assassination as he's giving a lecture and we air assassinate him from the top only to find out that he's not dead thanks to the papal staff, which is also another ancient artifact, and we use the Apple of Eden to create clones to beat him. Right at the end, Ezio decides to spare him and unlocks the secret vault left behind by the precursor civilization, which gets us another trophy. We see a projection of Minerva giving a message to Desmond, and the game finishes as we are attacked by the Templars in the present day and need to run. Desmond, armed with all the combat knowledge, beats Fiddick and we get our final story trophy. We jump back into the Animus to get one last missed trophy, Vitruvian Man, for uncovering the truth message, and completing this finally unlocks that easy platinum. Honestly, this is still one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, and replaying the game gave me more nostalgia and craving to revisit my favorite Assassin's Creed game, which will be covered soon. Well, if you have enjoyed this video and made it till the end, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel as it pushes me further to make more videos, and comment below any game recommendations. Thanks for watching and arrivederci.